This is Dr. Dungy. Thank you for taking a few minutes to watch my video about knee replacement and the frequently asked questions I get about the surgical procedure. How long will I be on pain medication? Each person is different. According to a study conducted in my practice, 1 in 7 patients do not take any pain medication following surgery. Still, most patients stop using prescription pain medication 2 to 3 weeks following surgery. What position can I sleep in after surgery? You can sleep in any position that makes you feel comfortable, whether that be your back, either side, or stomach. When will I be able to return to work? Most people with a desk job require 2 to 3 weeks off work. Patients with more physically demanding jobs may need as long as 3 months away from work. How long until I can drive? Independence is important, and so is safety. You will determine when you can safely return to driving. Studies have shown that most patients can drive approximately 2 to 3 weeks following knee replacement surgery. I also require that you be off prescription pain medication prior to driving. When will I be able to travel? I recommend suspending travel until 3 months after surgery. The risk of getting a blood clot or other medical complications is higher immediately following surgery. How long will I have to go to physical therapy? Each person will differ in their recovery. For most people, formal physical therapy will last 4 to 8 weeks. Can I use crutches or a cane instead of a walker? I prefer my patients use a walker because the body mechanics are more normal with a walker than with cane or crutches. How long will I be on a walker as an assisted device? Approximately half of my patients come to their 2-week postoperative visit without a walker. Those still using a walker tend to wean off within 3 to 6 weeks after surgery. Will I get a continuous passive motion machine and an ice machine? I do not use CPM machines because they keep you in bed, which increases your risk of blood clots and contribute to your deconditioning. I need you to be up and moving around to quicken your recovery. Ice machines reduce swelling, which aids in early joint mobility and pain reduction. Some of you may already have a machine. If so, great. If not, the facility will provide one for you on the day of your surgery. What about range of motion of my knee? Will I be able to bend my knee and bring my heel back to my butt like I did when I was a teenager? No. The motion you have today, straightening and bending, is called your preoperative range of motion. This is what you should expect it to be after surgery. Remember, your knee is not just the bones inside, but it is also the ligaments, muscles, and tendons around it that have become stiff and tight over the years. So again, the best predictor of how well you will bend your knee after surgery is how well you bend it before surgery. Does a warm knee after surgery mean I have an infection? Studies have shown that your knee will remain warm to touch for up to 6 months after surgery. This is part of the normal healing process. However, contact me immediately if you develop redness, draining, or increased pain after surgery. How long until I can swim? Your wound should not be submerged underwater for at least 3 weeks following surgery. However, you can get your wound wet in the shower with soap and water the day after surgery. What are the expectations regarding healing? Within the first month or two after surgery, most people feel relatively pain-free. However, it takes approximately 10 to 12 months to fully heal from the injury caused by surgery. Your soft tissues heal at a rate of approximately 10% per month. Will the hospital or the ambulatory surgery center provide me with a front wheel walker? Yes. When will I be discharged from the surgical facility? If hospitalization is required for your surgery, you will most likely go home the next morning. If your surgery is at the ambulatory surgery center, you will most likely go home 1 to 2 hours after surgery. Will Dr. Dungy see me after surgery while I'm in the hospital? Typically, no. I have arranged for several medical professionals to care for you while in the hospital. These include a medical doctor called a hospitalist, an orthopedic nursing team, skilled physical and occupational therapist, and a case management specialist. If an orthopedic issue arises, I will be notified by the hospital team. Which medications do I need to stop prior to surgery? If you decide to proceed with surgery, then during your preoperative appointment, which is typically 2 weeks prior to your surgery date, we will review your current list of medications and provide advice regarding which medications to stop prior to surgery. How do you prevent blood clots after surgery? Medication to prevent blood clots after surgery is required for all patients. I typically recommend aspirin 81 milligrams twice daily for 35 days after surgery. This is only if you do not have an allergy to aspirin and do not have a history of blood clots. If you have a history of blood clots or are already on blood thinner medication, specific dosing recommendations will be tailored to you during a future preoperative appointment. I also require the use of sequential compression devices, abbreviated SCDs, to keep the blood flowing in your legs for 35 days after surgery. What about anti-inflammatory medications? I highly recommend using over-the-counter anti-inflammatory medications after surgery because they reduce swelling and decrease pain, whereas narcotic pain medication can cause mental confusion, constipation, and even addiction. Anti-inflammatories do have a slight risk for an upset stomach or stomach bleeding, such as an ulcer formation. Long-term anti-inflammatory use has been associated with kidney and heart issues. If you have a history of ulcers, gastrointestinal issues, renal disease, or an allergy to an anti-inflammatory, you should not take these medications after surgery. What about narcotic usage for pain control after surgery? Recovery can be challenging and physical therapy can be intense. I want to provide you with adequate pain control after surgery and will prescribe narcotic pain pills for after surgery. However, I caution about the potential for long-term addiction and the risk of suffering from the side effects like constipation. Try your best to only use the pain medication when you need them, not around the clock on a specific schedule. Is clicking normal in my new knee? Yes, your new knee replacement is made of metal and a medical-grade plastic. These pieces will sometimes make noise when moving your new knee, which is different than a healthy, non-arthritic knee, which is made of soft, cushioning, quiet cartilage. How big will the incision be? The incision is directly related to the size of your pants or your dress. If you are a bigger person, a bigger incision will be needed to perform the surgery. If you are a smaller person, a smaller incision will usually suffice. What are the implants made of? The artificial joints that we use today are made of high-grade medical metals. Typically, these include titanium and cobalt chrome alloy. Also, a medical-grade plastic called polyethylene will serve as your new cartilage cushioning pad. What about 3D printed models, navigation, robots, and customized implants? These concepts will most likely play a role in the future of orthopedic surgery. However, I, like most surgeons, am waiting for an improvement in outcomes for patients prior to fully adopting these technologies. How is a Dr. Dungy knee different than the Jiffy knee? Both attempt to perform a less traumatic knee surgery. Both refer to techniques to perform knee surgery safely. Neither technique uses a special implant. I do not perform the Jiffy knee and will not advertise about the Jiffy knee because I do not pay a licensing fee to the surgeon who registered a trademark for the name. Both techniques use a well-defined muscle-sparing surgical approach called a subvastus approach. Here's a quick summary of how I perform a less traumatic knee surgery. Most knee replacement surgery cuts thigh muscles. The kneecap is flipped to the side, exposing the arthritic knee. Then, long metal rods are forced into the patient's thigh and shin bones. This unnecessary trauma crushes the bone marrow. Robotic surgery requiring a preoperative MRI or CT scan, which can be an out-of-pocket expense to the patient, eliminated the use of metal rods, but unfortunately introduced new trauma by requiring either longer or extra incisions and drill holes into the normal, healthy bone. These drill holes have been associated with unexpected infections and even broken bones. However, I invented and patented the peer-reviewed missing link device instrumentation and use this during your surgery, putting you first by doing the least amount of harm possible. By combining a muscle-sparing approach and a bone marrow-preserving missing link device technology, a less traumatic knee replacement procedure is achieved. Less traumatic surgery means less blood loss, less pain, and possibly a quicker recovery. Is my anesthesiologist in network, and when will I meet him or her? Currently, everyone we use throughout the surgical process is in network. You will meet the anesthesiologist the day of surgery. The anesthesiologist will have reviewed your records before they meet you. Clarifying questions regarding your health may be asked of you by the preoperative nurse and the anesthesiologist. Will the bow in my leg be corrected? I realign your leg back to its pre-arthritic position. For most patients, this means the return of a straight leg. However, some of us are slightly knock-kneed, while others are slightly bow-legged. If your goal is a straight leg, please discuss this with me prior to surgery. My friend had a knee surgery and told me that I'll have a numb spot over the front of my knee. Is this true? Yes. A superficial sensory nerve gets cut with any incisions around the front of the knee, leaving a numb spot about the size of your palm. This nerve does not affect strength or knee motion. Patients report it as feeling different when they touch it. Will I be able to kneel after surgery? Yes. However, many patients report that it feels strange or even uncomfortable. You will not damage your new knee by kneeling, but the skin may feel sensitive. How about dental cleaning before and after surgery? Some dental procedures can be very invasive, and the human mouth is full of bacteria. Therefore, you must address any dental issues before proceeding with major joint replacement surgery. If you do not, you are risking infection and possibly even amputation. Historically, surgeons and dentists used to recommend pre-medicating before any dental procedures after your joint replacement. However, this is falling out of favor. Now it's time for a knowledge review. Here are a few quick true or false questions for you to ponder. First, my knee replacement may make clicking and clacking noises. This is true. Recall that your new knee is made of metal and plastic. Next, Dr. Dungy will visit me in the hospital the day after surgery. This is false. Remember, I have a team of healthcare providers to help you. I'm not allowed to kneel on my new knee. This is also false. Remember, you can kneel on it, it just may feel different. Is it normal to have a permanent numb spot around the front of my knee after surgery? This is true. To help prevent blood clots, I will have to wear sequential compression devices for 35 days. This also is true. And finally, the last one. Is it normal for my knee to feel warm for 6 months after surgery? True. Remember, this is a normal part of the healing process. Thanks for watching my video. Please crack the door open to indicate that you are done.